afternoon, everyone. Welcome. Good afternoon, everyone. Sorry for coming on late. I had a little technical difficulty. I was trying to use a different streaming platform. I was trying to use StreamYard. This will be the first of a series of virtual town halls that I will be hosting so that you guys can come on and ask me questions about whatever it is you want to ask me about in regards to my run for president of TW Local 100. Again, my name is Evangeline Byers. Thank you all for tuning in, and let's get started. So, it is February 6th. It is approximately 3:18 p.m., and you guys can come on and you can ask me whatever it is that you want. No question is too hard or that I won't, or too controversial that I won't answer. So feel free to ask me any questions. I'll wait for the comments to come up. As the questions come up, I'll answer. So until you guys start asking me questions, I'll just give you guys some updates about some things that have been going on. So as you guys know that you saw the other day, Senator Chuck Schumer came on and he gave a sum up or an address on the Joe Biden COVID relief plan. As you see, there's nothing in the plan for us in regards to hazard pay. That's something that we're going to have to rally behind to get. So we just have to keep, we have to keep pressure on the local to do their part. On the executive board side, whenever we ask President Yatano and them to do anything in regards to asking for the reinstatement of ESPLA, anything in regards to COVID-19 information, policies, any type of update, they always say, oh, we're waiting for the federal government. However, we see that we have not even been written into the federal government's plan. So again, this town hall is for you guys to ask me any questions that you would like to ask. So please feel free to ask questions. Don't just sit and listen to me talk. I'm here to answer questions. I'm going to do this every month. Every first Saturday of the month, I'll come on and you guys can ask questions and I'll answer them, and then we'll have a discussion. Next time we'll be on StreamYard. This time I'm coming through Facebook because StreamYard had some technical difficulties with my computer, so I had to switch to my phone. So again, I'm waiting for you guys to come on, ask me questions, and we'll take it from there. Hi, Rebecca. Michael. Good afternoon, Rebecca. So this is a virtual town hall. This is this platform is geared towards you guys asking me questions. This is more of a question and answer session. This is not about me just coming to give a regular address, but about you guys asking me questions about whatever it is that you want to ask in regards to my run and my candidacy for president of TW Local 100. So I need you guys to participate by leaving questions and, posting questions, and then I'll answer them. Nobody has any questions? I've been advertising this all week. Y'all got to have some type of question. Somebody has to have a question. Bring them on camera. Okay, I'll see if I can. Question: is it true CTAs have to do 12? You're asking me, is it true CTAs have to do 12 hours on both RDOs? Well, I'm not sure if they have to do, do they have to be in the booth for 12 hours straight? I don't have the answer to that. I would have to get the answer to that. When you say, Shawnee Harley, you're asking me what's up with platform controllers. When you say what's up with platform controllers, what exactly are you trying to ask as far as platform controllers is concerned? Okay, so I'm going to reiterate what this virtual town hall is about. This town hall is about my run for president of TW Local 100. You guys have the chance to come on and ask me questions in regards to, like, why am I running? Whatever it is that you would like to know, you can ask me questions and I will, I'll answer you. Okay, so I have a question from Daryl Reimer. He's asking me, where do I see myself moving this union in the future? Manny, give me, let me ask Mr. Reimer's question, answer Mr. Reimer's questions first, and then I'll answer yours. So where do I see myself moving this union? So a part of my platform, the major part of my platform, is to unify and organize TWU Local 100. Currently, you guys know that our union suffers from a lack of organization and unification. We are not together. And because we're not together, it's hard for us to accomplish anything. But we know that this has been the plan and the orchestration of the administration at hand to keep us divided. So one of my plan in my run for presidency is to unify and organize us. All of the other issues that we have as far as grievance and discipline, when it comes to dealing with the layoffs, the lack of accountability towards management and our local in regards to the COVID-19 pandemic policy. All of this has to do with unification and organization. We no longer can have a union where everyone is only concerned about their department. So as you know, currently most people will say, well, I'm from RTO, all I care about is RTO. Or I'm from buses, all I care about is buses. We can no longer have that. Or I'm from MOW, all I care about is MOW. We can no longer have a union that functions not as a whole, but as divided. So that is my major, that's one of my major things that I'm going to work on to move us forward is unification and organization. Okay, someone else asked me a question. What would you do differently as opposed to previous presidents of the union? So Manny Mitchum is asking me, what would I do differently as opposed to other presidents of the union? One of the things that I would do differently as opposed to other presidents of the union is to return the power of the union back to the members. So what do I mean by that? Currently, our local operates from a top-down method rather than an organizational structure of which the executive board, which is the supreme governing body of the local, basically oversees the overarching oversight of the union. Right now, we don't have that. The members don't have a voice. So another thing that I would do different is that I would make sure that you guys have a means by which you can directly communicate with me. For example, if you were experiencing some type of difficulty, you went through your VPs, you went through your chairs, my office will have someone in place that will take your questions and concerns, and if you have pressing issues, it will be directed to me depending on the severity of what is happening at the time. So this ensures that as things are happening, I'm always kept in the know in real time. So one of the major things that I would do differently is that there will be an access to open communication between myself and the membership. One sec. Okay. Rebecca Otero is asking, what about reps that actually know what they are doing? How do you think that can be fixed? So, what about reps? Okay, so Rebecca's asking that what can I do to help to deal with the fact that most reps don't know what they're doing. So the issue that we currently have in the union is that our elected officers have not been properly trained, right? And so because they have not been properly trained, they do not know how to execute their offices, meaning that they're chair, vice chair, recording secretary, on down to the reps that are currently being released to do different things. So the issue with that is, again, goes back to unification and organization. There's no organizational structure in the local. So one of the things that we have already started doing now is anybody who is running with me, everyone is being trained on whatever it is their position is. They're given the book of discipline. Everyone has to be abreast to understand how grievance and discipline works, the organizational structure of the union, the bylaws, the book of discipline, all of these, all of the parts that make the union to function, everyone is being brought up on that. We are doing shop steward trainings to make sure that anybody that's running with us, upon coming into the local, will have been trained as a shop steward. Again, currently I'm not the president of the local, so this is not an official training in the sense that you will receive a certificate from the local. However, people who are running, the people who are running with me are being trained in their positions. Also, just because someone may be the chair of the department does not mean they may be good. They may not be a good fit for when it comes to representation, right? I believe, and from what I've been witnessing going down to 2 Broadway, you have to have the skill set and the understanding to argue a case. That means you have to have someone you have to be someone that does your due diligence. You have to be someone that cares about the membership to actually take on their case and do your research before you just go in and represent someone. So we're heavy on training on this side and making sure that people know what it is that they're doing before they're going to be released to do any task at hand. So we will be doing training. There will definitely be training. Well, also, this question is coming from Mr. Darryl Reimer. Also, what can we do to help you and us to achieve this change that we so desperately are in need of? So how you can help me is to join on to the campaign. Joining on to the campaign doesn't just mean that you're running for office, but it also means that you become vested in knowing and becoming a part of the process to understand how the union functions and getting in the fight to save our union. We are in desperate need of a membership that is coming together. I need you guys to start actively talking about and engaging with one another and why we so desperately need to unify and to organize, right? I can fight all the issues at hand all day long. However, if we're divided, if we don't understand power in us coming together, it's going to be hard to accomplish anything. There's some things that I put in place for you all so that you can begin to be able to contact me. One, you can always go into my Facebook Messenger and leave me messages. People leave me their telephone numbers, their email addresses. Someone called me yesterday from reading the news article asking how could they be involved. Also on Saturdays, we have Zoom meetings where we come together to discuss what it is that we're doing in regards to the campaign. We now have a website that you can go on and find out what is happening with the campaign. You can leave, if you subscribe to the website, your name and email address will be captured, and I can then turn around and begin to correspond with you, find out what it is that you want to contribute to this campaign, to the union, and then we'll move forward from there. So the best way to get involved is to go to the website. It is www.evangeline-byers.com. www.evangeline-byers.com. We have a very, very engaging campaign. I am all about liberation and freedom. I am not about manipulation and control. In order for us to be able to achieve anything, there has to be a level of trust. There has to be a level of trust established. And so if you're running for a VP position, it's my job to empower you, my job to give you the tools, my job to assist you in what it is that you need so that you can be successful. It's not my job to come and dictate policies and procedures and be abusive. You know, I have more of a liberal approach to the way we do things. You have to have a vision for what it is that you want to accomplish, and it's my job to help see that through departmentally. So I have my overarching vision, but I need visionaries. I need people who are driven. I need people who care. I need people who operate from a place of love and human compassion and decency. I do not need people who are trying to just be released or posture. So that's some of the things that I need you guys to do in order to get involved. The first thing is to go on the website and subscribe. Put your name, your email address, and telephone number and be involved. Tell your friends. Talk about what it is that we're doing. If you've been following me, you know that I am member focused and member driven. Everything that I do is to our best interest and the betterment of the local and the membership as a whole. So I hope that that answers your question. Let me move on to someone else. So who do I ask questions as far as cleaners having to work 12 hours on both their RDOs? You need to get in touch with your supervisor. Whoever your supervisor is, please get in touch with your supervisor. If I'm not going to be able to answer that question right now because I'm in the midst of this question and answer session, but as soon as this is done, I will get the answer for you. Or if someone is on here, this is a part of unification and helping. Mr. Charlie B. Moore needs to know about having to work 12 hours on both his RDOs. If somebody from stations is on here and can answer that question for him, please do so. Other than that, I'll answer it once this is done. What do you plan on doing about shop stewards and union reps not being trained properly? So we will have a training for shop stewards and union reps. We currently have a plan in place and putting everything together for training. There will be training of union reps and shop stewards. Under my plan to run for president of the local, there are 46,000 members. 1 in every 4 members I plan to train to be shop stewards. The heartbeat of any union is its shop stewards. The fact that we do not have shop stewards right now, or there's been no shop steward trainings, is the reason why our union is in the place that it's in. We desperately have to have shop stewards. So that is something that we're currently working on. You can stay in touch, Dexter. I believe I have your information already. I'll let you know when we're starting the trainings, and you can just come on in and be trained on how to be a shop steward. Also, something that will be different as opposed to the way it runs now. Under my administration, we will not be operating just as departments, meaning, yes, you have MOW, you have RTO, and the other departments, you have buses. But when it comes to shop stewards, there will be a general training to where we can all, okay, so let me give you an example. If there's, say if you're walking down the street, you're a shop steward, you've been trained to be a shop steward, and you see a bus driver in distress. He was just in an accident or something occurred on his bus and he needs assistance. Currently, the way our union functions, we don't go and involve ourselves in what is happening with bus operators as train operators or from MOW, right? You would say we have to get a shop steward from buses. However, there will be an overall training to where you will be able to respond across departments, right? So you will be assigned, of course you're assigned to your shop, but you are going to know how to respond to crises and incidents in other departments. If somebody comes down to 2 Broadway and they are in need of representation, and say that day our staff are overwhelmed, every union rep has to know what are the practices that go on in other departments. We can no longer have it to where, we have brothers and sisters who are up for, who have DANs and are down at 2 Broadway looking for assistance. And you can only look to your department heads to help you, right? We have to begin to be more inclusive of how we deal and engage in the process of unionism. We have to be one. There can no longer be this system of, I'm from buses, you're from RTO. We all have to understand the nature of each other's jobs. We're all facing some similar, not always the same, but similar issues. So we have to work together. We must work together. Would you utilize the shop stewards? We have more than reps. Okay, yes. So I wouldn't use the shop stewards more than the reps. However, the reps have their jobs and what it is that they've been released to do. They have a lot on their plate. So the training of having 1 in every 4 members be trained as a shop steward alleviates the burden of looking for representation when things are happening, right? So currently when an incident happens, say you have an incident on your train or anywhere in the system on your bus and you need a union rep, you have to call and find someone. If we have shop stewards readily trained and available, then that helps to minimize us always having to find a rep. However, there's going to be an organizational structure because everybody just can't do whatever it is they want. So people have to be properly trained in order for this to be able to go over and be effective. Okay, Ms. Canton said, I have had shop steward training while I was in stations. After training, no one has followed up with me. So under the current administration, it's not in their interest for you to be utilized. Their fear is that by you all being trained, right, that means that you would be, sorry, something just came up. Okay. The reason why you have not been utilized, Ms. Canton, Ms. Brown, is because under this current administration, they have no desire to train members on how to be active in our local. They don't want you active because they feel, their fear is that the union activists, the people who are going through shop steward trainings, you all would be the next people to vie to be a part of leadership. You all now know how the department and everything is supposed to function. So when you have a leadership that is defunct, right, that is not working as designed, the organizational structure is not in place. That's why you have that situation of being trained and not being used. They haven't had shop steward training in over almost 4 years. Oh, thank you, Lindell. Yes, people have to have the skill set to argue a case. You cannot just go into 2 Broadway and represent people. You have to have it. That is one area where you have to be able to understand how this process is supposed to work. You have to be tough. You have to be someone that is not afraid of management. You have to be someone that cares and are concerned about the members and deeply invested in saving people's jobs. That is your number one priority when you go down there fighting cases at 2 Broadway. Well, currently, Ms. Brown, there are no shop steward training classes scheduled for RTO. Since I started to talk to you guys about there being no shop steward training, you guys asking consistently for shop steward training, there now in the union are little pockets of shop steward trainings popping up. However, it's not being broadcast or advertised so that you guys can take advantage of it. Richie Davis, he does his little sneaky thing of training in his department of shop stewards. However, that is not supposed to happen. If there are shop stewards in MAPSOA, there should be shop stewards in MTA bus. There should be shop stewards in RTO. There should be shop stewards everywhere. So it's unacceptable that they are in some departments, because people are now crying out for it even more, knowing that you're supposed to have shop stewards and you don't have them. So in some places they are now training shop stewards, but it's not happening everywhere, but it is happening. It is beginning to happen. Let me back up. Hold up. Let me be clear. There are no shop steward trainings actually. There's no overall shop steward class throughout the local. Certain departments like MTA bus, they have a shop steward training coming up on, I don't know what Thursday it is. I would have to find that out and give it to you. But I know I heard that they have a shop steward class being advertised for Thursday. However, the members are saying that it's not happening at a time where it's not happening during a time that is convenient for the membership. It's happening while they're on their buses and at work, not when they have downtime. So I have another question from Mr. Reimer. He's asking me, moving forward, where do you see this current leadership leading its members in the next 3 years? Moving forward, where do you see this current leadership leading its members in the next 3 years? So where I see this, with my administration leading this union in the next 3 years, is to organize